Hey guys, my name is Senko, and I'm a machinist from Cerberus, and I'm just coming at you guys with a video of an A1 Savage kill that we did to kind of show you guys how I deal with this fight as a machinist, and how our raid static deals with this fight with our composition. Bear in mind that the footage shown is before patch 3.07, so without further delay, let's get straight into it. You'd probably realize there that I do use a 5 ammo opener, so I pre-reload. Any organized group tends to do it with a machinist, especially with an Astro there as well for the sake of balance. But what we have on the pre-pull is we try and have the Scholar get a crit Adlo spread to kind of help out the Astro a little bit, and then we pull the boss. The opener that I use here is strictly for using pre-reload. It's not optimal, it's just something that I'm comfortable with using. There are a lot of other optimal machinist openers out there. It's just this one I use because I'm comfortable with it. So at this point, we're just wailing on the boss. There's not much to say, it's phase 1. But what we do here is, after Photon Spacer, what we do is we have the melee stack at A, and then we have the range stack in the middle. So, to bait out the resin bombs. So, that way the melee is still in range, so they're not really losing DPS, and they don't lose their positionals. And then the range just stack in the middle because for the sake of the resin bombs. So, we just shimmy off to the side here, and then we keep on wailing on the boss. And then what's going to happen is, when the ads spawn here for emergency deployment, what we do is we have our summoner deal with the first wave of ads on his own. He just tags it easy because of Shadow Flare and Bane. And then I kind of help him out just with about 2 or 3 hits to make sure he doesn't get minied. But then straight after that, I go straight back on the boss. And then just keep wailing on the boss again. We have about 15 seconds till about 0.5 spawns. So again, we just keep wailing on the boss. The great thing about this fight as a machinist is that your cooldowns are lined up perfectly when 0.5 spawns and every single jump phase. So here we have 0.5 spawning at around 59%, 58%, and Blood for Blood, the Hawk's-Eye, Rapid Fire is up. Rapid Fire is about to go off cooldown, so we just dot that up, we dot the other target up, and then we Wildfire. So we get so our cooldowns lined up perfectly. And that's the great thing about this fight for a machinist, is you don't even have to think about lining up your cooldowns. The fight basically does it for you. And so what we do here is that when the ads spawn, what our static does is, I always pick up the left ad ear. And what our static does is that we tag our mobs and then we drag it to the middle. Just kind of bait out the resin bombs there. It's just something that we do to kind of like make the fight a little bit clean. It's just a luxury thing. It's not necessary, it's just something that we do, instead of just having the resin bombs spread all over the place. And then after baiting the resin bombs in the middle, we just go to our designated laser and just kill the mobs there. And then from then on, back on the boss. We obviously, as a machinist, what you have to do is you have to dot both targets. There's really no excuse for it, because we have one high potency dot, that's it. So you're only really losing one global for so much damage in return. So especially on this fight, there's no excuse not to do it. And so again, now we're back on the boss. What happened there is I actually missed using Rend Mind on the tank rush. And that's not really something that should happen, because even though it's only 5%, it's 5% that you're mitigating regardless. And that's the thing about Machinist, is it lives by, it's by 2 sayings basically. You kind of want as much damage as you want on your Wildfire, and every little helps as well. Just kind of mitigating damage with your Rend Mind, kind of getting as much mana regen every phase transition. For example, for here, every phase transition, there's no excuse not to have any regen up, because why not? Like, it's free regen. It should always be there. So at this point, we're just baiting the resin bombs because of the jump phase, and then the cooldowns are lined up again. Raging Strikes, Blood for Blood, Hawk's-Eye, Rapid Fire, all that good stuff. And then so I get the hot shot, I get the dot. I get I dot my primary target, then Battle Litany should line up properly here as well for me. So there we go. And Raging Strikes is always on the same cooldown as Battle Litany. So if you're partnered with a Dragoon, you can kind of know when Battle Litany is up as well. So we're back on wailing on the boss. Emergency deployment. I always take the left mob here for that's just how our static does it. The Dragoon takes the right one, I take the left one. We drag our mobs to the middle, and then we go to our laser. And the thing here is, there's no need to panic here when it comes to the ads, because like what I used to do is I used to panic here, and always thought that you didn't have much time to actually kill those ads, but really, you really have a lot of time to kill those ads. So I remember wiping my static about 6 or 7 times because like I keep panicking and just nuke the ad straight away, and it dies before it even gets to the laser. So we have here the tank rush. There you go. I get the rend mine that time. It's just something that lines up properly as well, because every single tank rush that happens, if you do it properly, then the rend mine is up every single time as well, and there's no reason not to have it because it helps out. I mean, that's basically what you want to maximize as much utility as you can in your kit, because that's basically what the machinists are known for. It's just utility, and if you're not maximizing your utility, then you really shouldn't be playing a machinist in general. So we're just waiting on the boss here. We're pretty safe from the enrage. On phase 1, you're kind of looking at around spawning 0.5, but anywhere around 58 to 60% to be really safe from reasonably safe, I should say, from the enrage timer. 62% and all that stuff, anywhere from up to 62%, I think is still doable. But I've seen groups out there that are crazy that they spawn 0.5 at like 52%, 54%, which is crazy. But we spawned ours at 59%, so which makes us pretty safe. And again, the cooldowns, they lined up perfectly. So you did like machinists on fights, they tend to need to study the fight to maximize the amount of damage and the amount of uses that they can have for their cooldowns, to kind of know when they should be popping their cooldowns. But this fight basically does it for you. Like, it force feeds you the information to know when to pop your cooldowns, basically. So which is great. Again, we're just grabbing our ads, tagging. There's nothing really special there. It's just something that our static does. Then we just kill our mobs, and at this point, it's basically a guarantee. If we survive this tank rush, it's basically a guaranteed kill. Because by then, it'll be the LB3 gets used at the last phase. So again, just wailing on the boss. Here comes hyper compressed plasma. I actually miss my rend mine again, which is really bad of me. But the Astro just used disable as well, so the Astro missed disable. But again, it's just one of those things that you should really be trying to maximize the utility that you can out of your moves, especially as a machinist, because that's what makes us. If you maximizing our utility to maximize our damage is what makes us be able to be competitive. So I think we get around to 10% before we get to the liftoff phase. Again, all my cooldowns are basically up, but I choose not to use it because if I used it there, then the bosses will go up, and then wildfire will blow when they're invulnerable. You don't want that, so just be patient with it. I used to make mistakes of like every time I thought, oh, it's up, I should use it, but no, just use it every time they land, so it lines up perfectly every single time. But for this last phase, what we do here is we ignore the ads. The ads just go to the healers because of healer aggro. And then after resin bombs, we have the summoner, LB3, everything at the same time, even the ads. So everything basically dies at the same time. So then on battle litany is up, and at this point it's a guaranteed kill because the bosses are going to die before the tank rush. We ignore the ads spawning here. I actually make a mistake here, and what I do is I accidentally tag both mobs with ricochet. Yeah, right there it happens. And because of it, I end up being minied, which kind of sucks, but the boss is dead by here now anyway. So, and a swap target is around 4%. I should really be doing it around 5 or 6%, but 4% is fine. The boss is dead from the limit break. So here comes the limit break. The ads are all inside, and it hits both bosses, so everything's gonna die at the same time. And so I got minied, which kind of sucks, but again, it's guaranteed kill from here on out anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna be doing one for A2 as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys.